Okay, in section 10, what we're going to do is we're going to write equations of quadratics based off the information given to us. Well, here's the first one. We've got a parabola, and they tell us that we've got a vertex and a point on the parabola. So I want to use the vertex form of a parabola, and I'll show you why. Here it is right here. Here's why. Here's my h number, here's my k number, here's my x number, here's my y number. The only number I don't have from looking at the graph is a. So what I can do is I can just substitute in my h and k, which is my vertex, and my x and y, which is my point. So what do I have? Well, I've got y, which is 12, equals a times x, which is 3, minus h, well, that's going to be minus 1, squared, plus k, so plus negative 2. And when I work this guy out, I'm going to wind up with a value for a, and then I can write the equation, because right now I know these two guys. I just need the a part. So if I'm writing an equation right now, I'd say y equals something times x minus 1 squared minus 2. Here's my h. Here's my k. So solve this guy out. We're going to have 12 equals a times 2 squared. Let's go ahead and write that as minus 2. So add 2 to both sides. And 14 equals 4a. Divide both sides by 4. Oh, this isn't 12. Gee whiz. This is just 2. That was a comma in front. So a equals what? 1. So my equation then for my parabola is just y equals 1 times all of this. Or y equals x minus 1 squared minus 2. And this is a good answer. There's nothing else that you need to add. All right, so on this problem, what we want to do is we want to write an equation for parabola, but for this parabola, we're going to have x-intercepts at -1 and 4, and then we're going to have some point on the parabola of 3, 2. Well, on the previous problem, we used vertex form because that was perfect. Well, on this one, we're going to use intercept form, which looks like this: a times x minus p and x minus q. And so these points right here are where you get your x-intercepts. And so where you get your x-intercepts, and then you get this point right here, which gives me your x and your y. So substitute in what we know. We know that y is 2. A we don't know. We know that x is 3. And I know that one of my x-intercepts is -1. And I know that x is 3. And I know my other x-intercept is 4. So I'm just going to solve this guy out. So 2 equals a times 4 times -1. And so 2 is equal to -4a. Divide both sides by -4. And a is equal to a -1/2. So how do I write the equation of this parabola? You just substitute a in, and that's going to give me an a here, and then substitute your p and your q. So we're going to fill in these three guys. So what's that give me for an answer? It gives me y equals -1/2 times x plus 1 times x minus 4. And that's good. That's a good equation, and that's all you'll need to worry about for this. All right, so on this problem, what we have to do is to use the 3 points that we're given to come up with an equation for a quadratic. Well, one thing we want to remember is the standard form of an equation. Looks like this. The other thing that we need to remember is that every point is given to us with an x and a y value. So substituting x in for x and y in for y, we get this. Well, y on the first guy is -3. And that equals a times -1 squared plus b times -1 plus c. And the next equation, the y is -4. And that equals a times -4 squared plus b times -4 plus c. And on the last guy, that's going to be 6 equals a times positive 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c. And what we want to do is get all of this into a matrix, okay? And when we do that, we're just looking at the constants. So back up to this first guy, the matrix that we're going to look at A minus B, plus C equals -3. The next one is going to become 16A. Oh, I set that one up wrong. These should be zeros. So zeros here and here. So this guy is actually going to give us 0A plus 0B plus C equals -4. And the last guy is going to give us 4A plus 2b plus c equals 6. So your matrix then is going to look like this. It's going to equal 1, -1, 1, and -3. And then 0, 0, 1, -4. And then 4, 2, 1, and 6. So take those guys from that matrix, and we're going to plug them into your calculators, and we're going to do RREF, your reduced row echelon form. And when you do your reduced row echelon form, it will tell you our answers. So we'll go to our calculator. This is on the Inspire. We'll do RREF for reduced row echelon. We'll pick our matrix. There's 3 rows and 4 columns. And then we'll just put our numbers in. 1, -1, 1, -3. Then we'll put in 0, 0, 1, -4. And then we'll put in 4, 2, 1, and 6. And hit enter. And this guy right here is going to be our solution for our matrix. So, looks like this. And what it boils down to is A equals 2, B equals 1, and C equals 4. So my equation for this guy is y equals A 2x squared plus B times x plus c. And that's all there is to that guy.